Women are carriers of culture. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what culture am I carrying? And when I say culture, I'm referring to the values, behaviors, actions, traditions, or customs that you're passing on. Too often we go through life heedless, on autopilot. We don't stop to ask the question, what do I stand for? What are my values? What are my beliefs? Why do I do what I do? How do I want to live my life? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Today, I want you to step out of autopilot and step into intention. And here's number one perspective shift. The life expectancy in the United States is 79.5 years. Let's say 80 years. Our time on this earth is limited. If you had 80 years on this earth, what would you do? Who would you be? What beliefs and values will you carry? What actions and behaviors will you leave behind for your kids, for your nieces and nephews? What would you contribute to the world? These questions are important and we don't stop to ask them. You're not a little girl anymore. You're a woman. You're a culture barrier. You're a leader. What do you want to stand for? Forget about other people for now. Just think about yourself. You had 80 years and reflect on the questions that I shared. Second perspective shift is moving from autopilot to conscious choice. And when I say autopilot, I'm referring to the things that we do unconsciously because we have observed others around us doing it, whether it's from the real physical world around us or from online, from movies, from media, from entertainment. All of these things are subconsciously influencing our actions, behaviors, and the things we normalize. However, conscious choice is anchored in vision, rooted in values, and exercising the free will to live in alignment with your own vision and values, not drifting into the trends, not drifting into whatever is expected of you, what society says you should be because you are a woman. And in my faith, it's very important to live life with such intentionality because you came this world alone and you will live this world alone. You will go to your grave alone. What you do, who you become, what legacy you live, how you influence your kids, your family, others, you are responsible for the outcome it has, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. And the beauty of this is that you can choose, but that choice requires that we get out of autopilot, out of this heedlessness of just going and doing as we see without ever questioning why. Not out of arrogance, but out of deep curiosity to understand why am I doing what I'm doing? Because if you don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, are you any different from a robot who is designed to do certain things and then just he goes and does it without ever questioning? I think by now you understand why it's so important to be intentional, to show up as a woman of vision, of values. You're not a little girl anymore floating through life. You are carrying a whole culture. And when I first heard of this concept, I was like, what? I'm a carrier of a culture? What? And it took me a minute to reflect on that and to say, what ends with me and what gets to pass through me? What beliefs, what behaviors, what actions, traditions, all of it called culture gets to pass through me, and what parts of it ends with me and my generation. I had to be intentional about that. If you don't sit down and intentionally choose this for you, guess what? The world is going to choose who you become, what you believe, what traditions you pass on to your kids and your family and society at large. And they exercise your free will for you. Earlier, I said that it took me a minute to realize what exactly do I stand for, the beliefs and the values when I heard that women are carriers of a culture. It's true. It took a little bit more digging. And I'm sure as I get older, I'll keep digging and it'll get clearer. But for now, this is what I have. Number one is God and having a closer connection with Him. Life without God is not appealing to me. What makes life meaningful is the fact that I have God in it. Number two, health. Without it, nothing else matters. And I have witnessed this again and again. And I think maybe being a nurse helps me a lot. I don't take my health for granted. If you don't have health, you cannot think about anything else. If that will be your priority. So why wait until you have a health issue? Why not prioritize your health now? Why not build the healthy habits now so that you prevent having health issues later as you grow older? If you want to go deeper into this topic, I actually have a video on carnivore diet that you can check out on my journey. But this is an area that we have to work on. Nutrition, exercise, sleep, health is the foundation of life. And if you take care of your health, you are protecting your future because deep in the future, you are not going to be worried about your health. You're going to be able to focus on your life and what you want to contribute, not dealing with health issues. The other ones that I stand for are family, growth, ambition, legacy, and of course, fun. We get to have fun along the way. That is the culture I want to carry and pass forward. And the fact that I am here on YouTube discussing these things is an example of how I'm already passing that culture to the world. And at home, how I show up with my kids, that they are unconsciously observing, and it will be the thing that their mom passed on to them. And you are doing the same, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. So now I bring the questions back. What do you stand for? What are your values? What's your vision? What do you want to leave behind? What culture are you carrying forward into the future? Maybe take a few minutes today and journal on this. Or even at least come up with 3 to 5 things that you actually stand for. You want to live your life based on them, like the examples I gave. That will make your decisions in life easier. And when you name things, you can start living them. But when you're on an autopilot, you're just drifting. You don't know, you're just going. So I'm gonna close this video with be intentional with your time. Be intentional with your energy. Don't drift. Don't be on autopilot. Be a woman of vision. Be a woman of legacy. And lastly, be a woman who chooses what she carries forward. All right. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care.